Now I'm going to have to make a cradle to hold my circular saw, and this is going to be to hold an abrasive bladed circular saw, a little bit like that one over there, only it's a different brand. And this cradle is going to be used to cut corrugated sheet metal. Alright, well, I've got several different pieces here. These are 1 inch thick. These are 1/2 inch thick. And my idea is that these runners will stick up a 1/2 inch, since 1 inch minus 1/2 inch equals a 1/2 inch. So we'll try this, see how it works. And I'm using a little bit of wax on them. I'm using screws so that I can take it apart if I have to. Okay, now I'm checking this saw, make sure it's going to go in the right orientation that I want. Okay, that should be okay. So I took these two pieces on this side here and I marked them. So that I know that these two go together. Lay these aside. Take these two. All right, now we're going to do the same thing with these two. And by the way, I did take this and make it a little bit less than 1 inch. Let's see what we got here. It's about 15/16. Okay. Now see, it came through again. All right, I put a piece to bridge that gap down there. And then I'm going to have to cut another one over here, which is right here. So now I got to screw that in. Now one thing I have to do is I have to maintain the width of the saw, which is 6 3/8. Okay, once you get this cradle made, you can see where the blade was at. Okay, right there. So you line that up with your cut. Okay, and do that on either end of your cut. Something like that. And so this is approximately 3/4 of an inch away from the line. So now I have to do that on either end. So we got to do it down there also. I decided to do this without the cradle, and I adjusted the height of this blade to how much it sticks out. I adjusted it to 3/4 of an inch, which is how it should project out for this sheet metal because it's ribbed. You can also cut the back of it, but I'm going to do it this way. Well, it's one big disadvantage of sheet metal like this is when it's windy, it's very, very difficult to maneuver it into place. Plus, this huge angle here was very difficult to cut it, and it's going to be very difficult to get it in place. Now, the next thing I need to do is to put foam on the back of it. So I got to flip this over and put the foam at an angle, and the thing about the foam is it's not made for angles like that. Okay, now I got to get this cord out of the way. I want to take a staple put it in here so I can get this out of the way a little bit. Like that. I did cut off the bottom, which was a straight cut. And I did that with the jig that I made, this jig right here. this cradle. This is very difficult to use, and not how I envisioned it would be, so it's not that easy to use. Now this straight cut, I can use these shears, and these are pneumatic, meaning that they're air powered. Frame this area right here. This is the other side of it, and I'm going to just put a couple pieces of wood in there to frame that, and then try to get a piece of OSB up in there. Alright, well, I patched this all together, put this big old patch right here, and I got a little corner right there that I did not cover. Might put another little piece in there, I guess. But what I did was, this is another piece attached to this one. I already had this, basically, and so I put these little patches in here and to put this together, and I put it together with screws. So now I got to put one here, and I got plenty of scrap. Got all this scrap down here. Got a couple there, one great big one over there. So now I'm going to patch it. Now all this is going to do is, this is going to be like a door. A temporary door. I've already shut off the electricity, and I've gotten this far. I took down this fixture. This is part of it. This was hooked on there. There was a couple of screws right here that I could not get loose, so I used my grinder to grind them down. And now I'm going to try to get this wire out. One thing you got to do is make sure you got your electricity off. Unfortunately, this is sometimes how you do it. Alright, I stripped all these wires, and then I secured everything with these clamps. Well, I had sort of a change of plans, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have two outlets instead, because I forgot that I have a switch inside that turns on all this. So you have to have a jumper from here to here. Okay, so that's the black wire. To power, because the power comes in here, right here, from this line right here, and then goes to here, this area, and then goes to this switch, or this outlet. So now all we need is a white jumper.